kind of talk to us about that. Why is multifamily or commercial institutional size type of investment is on top of your list or recommendations to your group, and what got you kind of interested in that? You spoke about your family was involved in real estate, but what is it about this kind of asset class that interests you?
Well, I like multifamily best in part because I understand it. And like you said, like, I grew up with multifamily. My dad still does it. And he's did it the old fashioned way where, it was apartment buildings and things like that. And he's always been sort of hands-on landlord guy. That's why I hated it. I didn't want any part of it growing up because her phone was ringing off the hook, and tenants, toilets, termites. And it was not something I want to do. However, if you look at multifamily, it is, you know, people need it, right? You have to live somewhere at the end of the day. And if you go to, if you think about like, the hierarchy of needs, right? Starts with food and water and then a shelter. So fundamentally, I think for me, it's always been like, I get it. I understand it. I've been around it, and people need it. And I think we've seen that, at least in the US across my group's portfolio. We've done very well throughout COVID. And a lot of it really just has to do with, what people end up, prioritizing on their list of things to pay. So for me, it's kind of what I grew up with, and what I'm comfortable with makes sense. And it's basically, been lucrative for my family from when I grew up to, now. So that's why. I mean, now that's not to say there's not money to be made in these other areas. Um, in my group, we're also involved. We're also involved a little bit in the self storage space, which I get, and I understand it, and has shown significant value even in recessionary times. So it's not like there's only one way to skin a cat, but I also don't like to spread myself too thin. I like to understand what it is that I'm doing. It's hard to be you don't want to end up being sort of the master of none. You really want to be able to make sure that you offer your you know your clients or your investors and our the clients of our our private equity, um your expertise. And I for me, that's what it is right now. And unless somebody can really show me or teach me or tell me otherwise, I think multifamily will continue to be, you know, 85, 90% of what it is that I do. So